From Neural Newscast, this is Deep Dive, exploring the moments that shape today.
Welcome to Deep Dive. I am Richard Lawson. It is April 25th, and today we are revisiting a moment when the world quite literally came together at the edge of a river in the heart of Germany.
And I'm Evelyn Hartwell. While Richard takes us back to the front lines of 1945, we will also be celebrating the voices that defined a century of music and film, alongside a very specific annual migration in the Antarctic that sparked one of our most unique environmental traditions.
By late April 1945, the military situation for the German Reich was collapsing. From the east, the Red Army was battering its way toward Berlin, while from the west, American and British forces were pushing through the German interior. For months, these two massive forces had been closing the gap, but they had never actually touched. That finally changed on this day near Torgau. Elements of the American 69th Infantry Division and the Soviet 58th Guards Rifle Division met at the Elbe River.
It was such a powerful moment, Richard. We have all seen that famous photograph of Second Lieutenant William Robertson and Lieutenant Alexander Silvashko clasping hands. It wasn't just a tactical link-up on a map. It effectively cut the remaining German forces in two. It signaled that the war in Europe was now a matter of days, not months. Despite the Cold War tensions that would define the following decades, that single day on the Elbe represented a rare moment of genuine shared triumph between the two superpowers.
It is a moment that reminds us how history can turn on a single handshake. But while the map of Europe was being redrawn in 1945, other cultural foundations had already been laid. If we look back to 1917, we find the birth of a woman who would become the First Lady of Song, Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella was truly peerless. Over a career that spanned 7 decades, she won 14 Grammys. But it was her technical mastery that really set her apart. That extraordinary 3-octave vocal range and her innovative approach to scat singing transformed jazz into an art form that felt both incredibly complex and deeply accessible to everyone who heard her.
The talent born on April 25th is quite remarkable. In 1940, we saw the birth of Al Pacino. He brought an intensity to the screen that defined a whole generation of cinema. From the quiet, calculating Michael Corleone in The Godfather to the explosive, volatile energy of Tony Montana in Scarface, he has been a pillar of the acting craft for over 50 years.
It really is a big day for the arts, because we also celebrate Hank Azaria, born in 1964. Many people might not recognize his face immediately, but they definitely know his voice. As a mainstay of The Simpsons, he breathed life into characters like Moe Shizlak, Chief Wiggum, and Apu. It takes an incredible level of skill to inhabit that many distinct personalities within a single show for so long.
It really does, Evelyn. From the theaters of war to the sound stages of Hollywood, today is full of stories about connection and character. But we should also talk about the other residents of this planet who have a very important appointment every April 25th.
You are talking about World Penguin Day. This actually started at McMurdo Station in Antarctica. Researchers there noticed something fascinating. A colony of Adélie penguins returned from their months at sea on exactly April 25th, year after year. They were so consistent that the scientists began planning celebrations to welcome them home.
The human side of that story is great too. A man named Jerry Wallace in California actually marked it on his wife Alita's calendar as Penguin Day because she loved them so much. She eventually published it in a newsletter in 1972, and it just grew from there. It has evolved into a global day where we look at the conservation of all 17 species.
It is a lighthearted day, but it also carries weight. As a climate correspondent, I have to point out the urgency here. These birds are on the front lines of environmental change. Their migration patterns and habitats are being disrupted by melting sea ice and shifts in the ocean's food chain. World Penguin Day is a celebration, but it's also a vital reminder of the resilience these creatures need to survive in a rapidly warming world.
From the Elbe River to the icy shores of Antarctica,
April 15th shows us how much the world can change, and yet how certain patterns, like the return of a penguin colony, remain a constant. I'm Richard Lawson.
And I'm Evelyn Hartwell. Thank you for joining us for this look at the stories that shape our world. Deep Dive is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. Explore history every day on Neural Newscast at neuralnewscast.com.
This has been Deep Dive on Neural Newscast, exploring the moments that shape today.